You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on BRFM, and now it's time to hear the selection of interviews I did when I was out and about at the Rose Street Cottage of Curiosities, and I went down there partly for our regular update with the cottage, but also as it's the first time they've been taking part in the Heritage Open Days, so I thought I'd go down there and talk to Joe, some of the other people involved, all about what's been happening. I firstly spoke to Joe, and this is what she had to say when I spoke to her.
Just to give a little bit of background to Rose Cottage, we've been open, well rather reopened since 2015. We are a little heritage and arts centre, and we're in Rose Street in Sheerness, and we basically set things up so that we really are there for the community. So we're a little community space. You can come in, you can look at all the different objects that we've got as a museum. We do teas on a Saturday when it's sunny, and we also do lots of events, activities, both for children and for adults as well. We've more recently got ourselves set up as part of something called Wheels of Time, which is where children 5 to 11 go around all the museums and attractions that are part of the scheme, and there's 25 in total, and they collect a little badge from each, and they've got a lanyard so that they can keep everything on. And then once they've collected 10 badges, then they can get a bronze award. And the nice thing today is this was our first time where we were presenting bronze awards to 3 children who've collected 10 or more badges. So they came in, and we were able to kind of get them some limelight for that, which was really nice.
And for youngsters, it must be quite an achievement, because I spoke to one of the youngsters who was awarded that badge, and they had quite a few badges, so that represents quite a few places they've had to visit.
Exactly, and the lovely thing about it is this is all aimed at small and medium-sized museums, and other attractions like railways and things, and the idea is that it's getting the kids to places they may never have visited before, and it comes as a surprise, and people when they come here are very, very surprised and delighted to see what they find. But it also gets the adults coming as well, and then there are things for the adults to do, and so it's kind of helping to bring people into the community in general from outside, and also attract people from the community too. So, yeah.
I was going to say, so there's seems to be lots of different things happening, and I've just been speaking to an artist upstairs who's a photographer, which you're going to be getting a chance to listen to very shortly. So that's the kind of thing people get to see when they come along.
Exactly, yes. We've been running lots of activities over the summer. We've had arts and crafts type things. So we've had the children making tea lights. We've had them doing paintings. We've had painting pebbles, making pebble creatures, all kinds of things like that. We also have an art exhibition or a heritage exhibition, and we try to rotate those, so we have those almost every month through the year. So if that's your bag, you can come in and see different things happening. We also do activities as we were doing today. We have Anthony Jones, a photographer, who upstairs in our gallery is doing demonstrations of photograms, which is a very early form of photography. So it's an interesting thing to have a look at. And we've also got a little boat race game that people are doing in the front room at the moment. The kids are enjoying that, and we wanted to tie that in with the Around the Island race. So there's that's going on at the moment. So we have a very, very varied sort of programme of different things that we do during the year.
So just to let our listeners know about some of the things you've got coming up would be good next, Joe.
Right. Well, we do talks here sometimes that are linked to the exhibitions that we got. So at the moment, we've got an exhibition upstairs in the gallery, which is about ships' figureheads in relation to Sheerness and the dockyard. So they're ships' figureheads that would have been on the ships that were built in the dockyard. We've got the exhibition on until the middle of next month, so the middle of October. And then at the moment, we're hoping that we may get an exhibition in November, which is for the artists who go to the art club at the Freedom Centre in St George's Avenue. And then beyond that, in December, we're going to be having our annual art fair. So this will be our third annual art fair, where we invite artists to bring in their work for sale, and also craftspeople as well. It's a combination of things.
So, lucky enough, whilst I was talking to Joe, one of the youngsters who have managed to collect 10 badges by going round small and local museums and heritage centres and attractions, had just been awarded their bronze award. So I thought I'd talk to them, and this is what they had to say.
I've got 19 badges and I got the bronze award.
So, tell us about those badges then and where you got them from.
My favourite museum was either Rose Cottage or the Maidstone Museum.
And basically you've gone round all these museums and collected each badge, each one?
Yeah.
So whilst I was talking to Joe at the cottage, one of their volunteers was man in the museum, and Joe thought it'd be good to introduce me to him and just have a little chat about what it's like being a volunteer at the cottage. Firstly, thank you very much for joining us. If you could introduce yourself to us firstly.
I'm Kevin Lee, and I'm retired, and I'm 71 years of age. I've lived on the island all my life. I know quite a lot of history on the Isle of Sheppey. I've only been a volunteer now for the last month, but I hope that my contribution to Rose Street Cottage is of help, and people come in and ask me different questions, and if I don't know the answers, I try to find them out and ask them to come back the following week or the next couple of days, and I'll try and give them the answer.
So I was going to say, how did you sort of hear about this, and what made you decide you'd like to become a volunteer?
Well, they had a exhibition on the Mason sisters, which are photographers along the Minster Road, and I lived in their house.
Right.
And I'd done a history on the Mason sisters.
So it's that sort of passion for history is what attracted you to being involved here?
Yes, local history, Sheppey history. The actual Isle of Sheppey's got a lot of history, and people don't realise what the history.
So how often do you volunteer here?
Well, I do every Saturday, but this week, because we've been doing a heritage one, I've come in on a Thursday as well.
Okay.
But I should do more, but too many people in a small area that you can't all be here at the same time, so. But when we have special occasions, I have come down and helped,
Well, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Joe then next took me upstairs in the cottage to talk to an artist they've got in residence there at the moment. And I must say what he was doing looked very, very interesting. So firstly, introduce yourself to our listeners.
Right, my name's Anthony Jones. I'm a photographer, which I've been doing all my life. Kind of an art photographer, so I have exhibitions and things like that. And yeah.
So what is your, I suppose, style of photography, or what do you like capturing?
Well, I like street photography actually, but I've been living on Sheppey for about a year now. It's kind of it sort of inspired me to think about different ways about producing photographs.
So tell us about what you're doing here today at the cottage.
Okay, yeah. Today I'm making photograms, which are the earliest type of photograph. I mean, they were probably invented at the same time as the cottage was being built in the 1830s, and they, as you can probably see, they're quite decorative in the sense. What you do is you take a piece of photographic paper and you place an object on it, and then you expose it to sunlight, and then you fix it and you produce these sort of pictures. So some of the earliest photographers would have done like plants and things. So as you see, I've done quite a lot of plants. But what I'm doing at the moment is I'm going around the cottage and finding things which are kind of interesting. So I've done there's a feather, piece of lace, and at the moment I'm doing a glove.
So it's almost like capturing the sort of silhouette or the projection of
absolutely,
an object.
yeah, absolutely. It's a silhouette, yeah. And then I've got a display over there of other kinds of photograms.
So was this kind of an early photography in a way before cameras could really take good quality images?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, some people think that a photograph is a chemical reaction to light. And some people believe that even in the 1500s, people knew that chemicals reacted to light. But the problem is that they didn't know how to fix them. And in the 1820s, 30s, they discovered the chemicals to fix them. So they've always really been able to make photographs rather than take them. And and this is the birth of photography.
It's quite amazing because you're not using sort of equipment in the sense of a camera, so it's quite achievable. It sounds.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, one of the earliest photographers was someone who lived in Kent. Actually, her name is Anna Atkins, and she made cyanotypes, which are blue photographs, and so Kent is, though not the county of the birth of photography, one of the earliest photographers was from Kent. So I think that's quite a nice badge for the county.
So how come they are blue and yours are almost like a brown? Is that
because this uses iron,
right.
Iron crystals, and the photographic paper uses silver. But actually, what I've done is I've toned them with tea as well, because the early photographs of this kind were kind of brown, and we kind of think of brown photographs, and that's kind of what I've tried to recreate there.
So when you sort of capture this image, does it actually damage? Like it looks like cloth there, and the ferns, are they sort of ruined by this process or not?
Well, as I say, I've been using objects from the cottage, so I haven't ruined anything yet.
Right.
I mean, with plants they would do, but there's the boa feather and the lace there, and as I say, this is a glove. You see, so I shall now take it off. So you have it in the window,
right,
and unfortunately, your listeners can't see that, but it creates a silhouette which you then put in the chemical. If you don't put it in fixer, then it'll all just go dark blue like the background is there. Yeah.
So is it special paper, or has the paper been treated in another chemical?
It's photographic paper.
Right.
So you would. This is black and white photographic paper. So you would make, if you were using rather than digital, if you were working in the dark room, then you would use that kind of paper.
That kind of paper, and then it's the liquid chemical that fixes it.
That's right, yeah.
And I assume something like this could last, for years.
Forever, yeah. I mean, there are photographs from 1830 that are still in existence. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you have any sort of like websites or things where people can find out what you do or see your kind of work?
Okay, yeah, my website is ajphoto.info, and it's all there. And I'm on Twitter, of course.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to us today.
Thank you, a pleasure.
So I thought I'd finish up my visit by just asking Joe to let you know how you can find out more.
Yes, we have a website which is www.rosestreetcottage.co.uk. We also have a Twitter handle which is at Rose Cottage of C, and we also are on Facebook. You find us under Rose Street Cottage of Curiosities.
Well, Joe, as always, thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to me and inviting me along today to catch up with some of the people involved.
Well, thank you very much, Dan, for coming. Always a pleasure.